Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here amongst all of you. I have been in the practice, as you said, 30 years ago, and I share my journey how architecture in terms of design has changed over the years for the past 3 decades. So, will you all be changing the slides? Yeah, next. This is a resort that I did about 25 years ago. It's a 75-room resort. Every balcony, and there are no corridors in this resort, and it won the A+D Awards, Commendation Award at that time. And those times, a pool was a necessity for most of the hotel projects. I'll start with the resort projects, Goa being a tourism area. So basically the planning was create the pool as the central focus and create courts, and then from each court we climbed up to units of 6 rooms. So the pool was that time the central part of most resort projects, but I tried to create it slightly differently during those times. This is also a resort that grew through the years. It's just past 20 years actually. One project was put up, one building was put up, and this particular pool was like a surprise. The earlier pool was like the focus, but here you come and all the units, different shaped units are surrounding the pool, and that's how this project was planned. And this is the pool, and when we had different shapes of units, that was octagonal, domed, and all those things, and those domes were natural domes, actual brick domes, and these were constructed on site. I'm a very site involved architect, so this was a straight overflow pool, and those times overflow pools were very rare during those times. Coming to how now resorts have changed. There are no more the rooms that people want, and this is not a very old project, but these are 4-row villas where the 2 central ones have pools at the rear, and the side ones have pools in the setbacks. And how important now an individual pool has become to every villa or every pool in Goa. So we have shared certain setback walls that become as pools for each of the villas, and how much water consumption is going to be used. And this is one of my worries that has been happening, the trend for luxury villas and the trend for each particular unit to have their own villa pool post-COVID. So very important detailing that has, I mean, it's a very tight project. I purposely put most of the projects that I do are very large, but this is one of the tighter projects that every inch of space becomes a luxury space. So the shape of the pools, the shape of the toilets, everything matters so much, and where Goa is now, every inch matters so much. These are service apartments with a common pool, and which every room now needs a pool view. And pool is, as one of you all mentioned, is no more a luxury, it is necessity, and every apartment is now having a value to be let out as Airbnb and things like that. The same pool sharing a villa also. The villa is also rented out, and how pools are so important in every project in Goa. I probably must have done about 100 pools, but every pool has to be designed as per the site. Now these are 3 little cottages. I'm just showing you different conditions of how pools are being designed in terms of resorts. These are 3 little cottages where the space between the 2 villas have been converted into pools and an outdoor space. It's so very important that the outdoor and the indoor spaces are detailed and it becomes a cohesive whole. And for me, a landscape or an interior is never different. It is always part of the whole project. So this is one of the side pools where the well is also incorporated. A lot of natural materials. These are all IPS pools. Even though the three villas have the same footprint, they have been designed differently in terms of interiors and inlay work and natural stone. So these are the indoor-outdoor spaces that link with the interiors. This is another shot of the same project, a different entry to each type of pool. Coming to again tighter projects, this is a twin villa, and again the setback is being used to make a pool. The inbuilt jacuzzi with the heated part is part of the pool. These are the interiors, and how the living rooms over the years have changed. Earlier the living rooms were always facing the front road, and now the living spaces in Goa are always on the side and private, and that has been the biggest change in designing in Goa over the years. This is Isha Villas, existing house that was to be restored and converted into a resort. There were a couple of more cottages and pools that I did, but this is the main pool. And how we had to, this was an old Goan house, one part of it on the right side that you see that we opened up and created a living room right in front, because the living room was at the back and was on the roadside, and now it's brought to the pool side. And the teapot that you see, the table that you see over there actually has a well below it. And we covered the well and converted it into a living room. Actually, there's another bedroom on the side over a well too. And very luxurious interiors in terms of toilets and spa. There's a big spa and massage room also here. Creating a new veranda to the adjoining pool that was always there, and making it as though it was always a continuous process, and no one really realizes that this is an addition to the existing house. This is a restoration. The house was in a very bad condition. The roof in the front, a new balcony was actually attached in the front, and I raised the roof on the back side, created an attic. And as usual, Goan houses never had toilets. So the biggest challenge for old Goan houses are adding toilets. So, and making it a livable space for modern day requirements. And these are houses now, all these projects that I'm talking run 365 days a year. And this is the advantage when a house or when a project is designed successfully. Most of the projects run only in the monsoon, in the months of October to February. But since these are projects that are done with so much of care, and here the focus now again with the back wall was totally blank. It had nothing behind, so I opened up the whole back. And this is the pool at the back. Again, maximizing the use of the space. These are the toilets made right now in the old rooms, the dining and the kitchen overlooking the pool, and this is the connection between the outdoor and the interior. And how much important is it is to have verandas and outdoor spaces in Goa, and that is the key in Goa's climate, that one wants to spend outdoors, and a lot of people are coming to Goa to spend time. They've always spent time in glass houses, and water as an element is so important in every project that has been done. And most of them get let out as Airbnb projects. This was a very, very discreet old house, completely modified in terms of planning, opening out, and just by adding the pool, see the difference that it has been made. And again, an old Goan house which I had to do only much more of the interiors and open up some of the, I'm not showing the interiors, but I'm just focusing on the pools for this presentation. Now I come to private residences. The design of private residences in Goa has drastically changed again. Everybody wants a view. At the moment there is a view, there are a few zeros added to the cost of the land. And this is one of the few houses the trend started probably about 10, 12 years ago. 10, 15 years ago. This is about 15 years old. And every room faces the view, faces the pool, the whole. This was a sloping side, so I got almost like a basement on the lower ground floor here. Here also we have a spa. This house has 11 toilets. Now this is what is concerning to me as an architect. The needs and the requirements, aspirations of especially the people coming to settle down in Goa has become so much. You have servants' rooms with attached toilets, the husband and wife wanting a separate toilet, every guest room having a toilet, every floor having a toilet, this pool having a toilet, a sauna with a toilet. I mean, where are we heading for? This is a question that I want to ask everyone. I am part of the design. I'm also partly to blame, but this is what the trend is. And I just wanted to ask the forum, how do we go about designing private homes, which is my bread and butter actually. This is another set of homes. Again, this is a dome and cone made out of brick actually. Two friends having a common pool. This is facing the famous Coconut Tree Road of Goa. This is another house that won the Mera Makan Mera Shan contest. Again, a huge house. The earlier house that I mentioned was 800 square meters. This is 1,200 square meters with a 15-meter long pool. Again, the planning of the pool, this faces the river. So the whole house is linear, used a lot of waste wood. There is a lot of sleeper wood, wood that has a lot of things that have been reclaimed, railings from old houses. The house is treated like a street. You enter, the services are on the roadside, and the living room faces the river as such. And every way the house is actually designed in such a way this becomes a second row entry to the dining. So these are two water bodies, and this is the link between the main pool and the two water bodies which have it's like a lily pond, lotus pond on the side, and that is the long pool. So this is the pool with the pool room. A pool room, as Meetu said, is very important. Every house has a pool room. So again, these are pillars that were taken from old shops that we found, old houses. Most of the trees, in fact, this project I didn't have to cut any tree. It's a 15-meter long pool. This is the pool room. The interiors again has been done in IPS, and a simple tile roof house room. This is another project, Asa Villas, that won recently the Best Villa Award for the Ultratech ICI Awards. Again, a huge house, 1,800 square meters of built-up area, 7 bedrooms. And of course the pool is not seen, you come discreetly, and this is a house built around a courtyard, and you start seeing the pool and the fountain as one goes through. This is the bridge. So very open house, I'm just showing you again pictures of the pool and the view that was there. This was a very tricky site. It sloped upwards, and the retaining wall had to retain all the earth on the top, and this land itself was sloping. So what you see as ground here is having a full semi-basement on the other side. The view is very important. 18 meters long pool. Again, the clients keep asking, I want to have the biggest pool, having such a long lap length, and a house that, as I said, around the courtyard, and the pool is seen from all sides. This is the pool finally, from the living room, master bedroom, and the 2 bedrooms at the top, and the other bedrooms. So this particular house has been designed in such a way that every bedroom on the first floor is treated as an apartment within itself. So the bedroom has a courtyard with its own plunge pool. One of the bedrooms on the top has a jacuzzi separately, but all the bedrooms have a courtyard like this, with a plunge pool and the toilet. And the toilet is the most important part, other than the sleeping space. It's almost 60 square meters of space. So space has become a luxury, pool has become a luxury, and the end of Goa being a luxurious space is endless, it seems. The master bedroom has its own plunge pool. So this house has a big pool, a master bedroom with its own pool, and 4 plunge pools. So it's a huge one with its own spa, with its own massage room. These were some of the few projects that I was showing you on, and how Goa has changed from being a small beach destination to luxury villas, and every pool is important, every water body is important here. And in today's times, when water is going to become very scarce, I'm worried as an architect, what are we going to do? And I not work with natural pools, and as architects I would insist that the partners over here let us know about newer technologies of using natural. I mean, I use natural materials as much as we can, but it would be very, very important for the market to let us know how to sustain this. And if we go in this manner, I think we are in trouble. And please guide us and how to go forward. Yeah, thank you.
Well, Elizabeth KURIAN has narrated to us about projects, about pools, and of course challenges, impediments and blockades that we have. So the questions that would arise would appertain to the subject of what she has explained to us. Yes, sir. Question?
Okay, we've got the mic. Yes, so I want to congratulate you for such fabulous, fantabulous, brilliant work, and so many awards. And I think each of them have a different characteristic. So brilliant.
Thank you.
You know, really wonderful, and your body of works has such a versatility. I mean, they span so different design genres. Now, the question which I have to ask you is, how do you, for all these kind of mansions in Goa, and you guys are doing brilliant work. I think Mumbai designers should take a cue from you all. So how do you guys, put a cap on the budgets? How do you all ascertain this? Or how do you guide, because see, we don't have the luxury of spaces in Mumbai, unfortunately. But since you're blessed in Goa, I just curious to understand, how does the budgeting or the project cost, how does that work?
Unfortunately in Goa, location matters a lot. So Asagaon as a place is known as the Beverly Hills of Goa. And to own a space there itself is a biggest self-esteem. So now the neighboring spaces around it something like Seoli or Anjuna or Arpora, or those spaces at the next value. So that itself is the biggest factor. So there are no villas now less than 10 crores. That is like now, that is now what is standard as we hear. Where most of the Delhi builders now who have come down to go, I unfortunately use the word Delhi because most of our clientele is Delhi, let me put it out. And they come to us and they would like to build and sell. I'm not talking of the individual ones who own individual villas, but most of them would like to have it at least as an Airbnb when they are not there in Goa. So these are mostly second homes. They have the money, so it's basically each place demands, each spot in Goa demands this thing.
Roughly, what is the some kind of spectrum?
So
roughly some spectrum. Or
yeah,
in terms of
for us as fees, we don't get more than 25,000 rupees a square meter. That is a standard that we get as architectural fees. So they know the structure costs so much. After the structure, it's their wish. The sky is the limit. So what they want to put in is exactly what the client wants. But the structure normally would cost this much, and the land has its own cost. So basically, in terms of interiors, I work with a lot of natural materials as IPS and natural stone. But yeah, most of them coming to go, at least the ones coming to me, are particularly not the jazzy type. I would not use the many materials that are prevalent in big homes. Yeah.
Yeah, Elizabeth, congratulations and very good work done.
Thank you.
Particularly, I like the idea of you using the setback space, which is normally neglected, and you have transformed them into beautiful spaces. That's commendable.
Thank you.
My question here is some of the water bodies that you have, the natural water bodies.
Yeah.
I see a lot of trees around, and some of the pictures you see leaves falling there. And how do you take care of that? Because how do you take care of the aspect of combining natural vegetation next to the pool? Where, you'll have probably will increase the maintenance cost.
But I think if you are living in natural environment, you have to live with those leaves and things like that. I think they are open to that. Most of them come with a barrage of servants, and these Airbnbs work like that. If they come driving, they come with their nanny and their driver, and all the houses need servants' rooms. As I mentioned, the design language or the design planning has changed so much from a small house, what we were thinking, where all these things are now become a requirement and a must need for these projects. And I think pools are now here to live in Goa. Now there is a word that is called, they are called as villa chawls, and every chawl, yeah, that's the word. There was an article how Goa is becoming a set of villa chawls. I myself am designing another set with 10 villas, 10 pools. So there are 20 villas, 20 pools. So that's exactly what I wanted to bring to this forum. Where are we heading for? And if I don't do it, somebody else also will do it. As architects, how responsible are we in doing this? Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Vansa.